This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm here with David Farnell and Lulu Cohen Farnell from Real Food for Real Kids. How are you today, fellows?
Super good.
Excellent.
Great, thanks, Jamie.
So I've just been wandering around your facility here and absolutely astonished at how lively it is during the day and all the things that are going on. Very, very exciting. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind Real Food for Real Kids.
The inspiration was our son and Lulu.
Definitely Max was the inspiration, and his little friends at his childcare center 7 years ago, when we discovered that in the city of Toronto, all childcare centers were, for most of them, fantastic, except that they were all serving not so delicious food and not so healthy food. So we embarked into a mission of sending lunches for him every day, and this became a pilot program for all of his friends, sending snacks for about 1,000 kids, I think.
1,000 kids?
Well, the way it started really was Lulu sent food every single day.
I told you I was something today.
Lulu sent food with Max, and the daycare director said, "That's beautiful and delicious. All of his other friends want to eat it," and as a matter of fact, the caregivers are commenting, "Why are you sending food every day?" And that's when we had to let her know that, we didn't want him eating highly processed food. We didn't.
Right.
He didn't eat chicken nuggets and ketchup. He was, a year old. He's 13 months old.
And what kind of snacks were you sending at this point?
So they would get, highly processed food, fruit in cans, that kind of stuff, cheese stick, and we sent healthier stuff. So we would send organic yogurt, we would send organic cheese, we would send a healthier version of what they were having. Fruits, lots of vegetables, and trying to do like good food combinations and things that kids would be attracted to eat, and
that's always
making it fun.
That's always a big challenge, actually, getting kids to want to eat healthier food, is it not? And how do you go about and making them want to eat carrots and vegetables and the like?
So at their ages, he was a year and a half, and so the childcare was serving kids between a year or even 6 months old to about 6 years old. So depending on the age, we were making the snacks fun looking for them, or the way we prepared it or presented it. So for example, a rice cake with some cream cheese and then some jam on it, and we'd use little fruits, pieces of fruits, and make eyes and mouth. And,
yes.
Stuff like that. Teach the caregivers how to make the snacks look fun or appetizing. So a lot of it has to do with flavor combination, color combinations, and also the enthusiasm by the staff that were serving the kids the food, and an explanation behind what is this food doing to your body, and why is it good for me, and why broccoli are great, and what kind of vitamin do I get out of this. So it was part making it appetizing and something that would appeal to them, but also trying to get them to understand the value behind those better food for their body, for their health, for their brain to function in a better way.
Now, how on earth did you go from preparing these snacks, this pilot project, this experiment to see if this could work, to where you are today? Because I believe now you have over 50 employees at Real Food for Real Kids.
So the quick chronology is, snacks and lunch for Max turned into, hey, can you help us talk to this caterer to make the food better? And so Lulu did that and called the guy, and he said, yeah, look, kids don't want to eat brown rice, and we've tried whole wheat pasta and whatever.
Just didn't work.
He didn't get it. He wasn't. No, the parent, they don't care. Like, they just want to eat. They want food the kids will eat, and that's all that matters. So we saw that was not a viable route, and so the director said, well, can you just make a snack program for this one's for our center? Happened to be a YMCA center, and the YMCA noticed it after a couple of months because parents called and they were like, this is amazing, the snacks are way better, thank you. And they said, this might be something. Can you do more? Could you do maybe these other 12 centers? And that's how it became about 1,000 kids. And that's when I stepped in to help with some logistics and some coordination.
So this was, it's funny because this was, people say, oh my God, this is a great business idea. But it really started, because we were passionate, and because we had a kid, and because we wanted those kids to eat better food, and it was more driven by passion and what was right. and what mattered. And that was, feeding those children healthy food that was delicious. And we jumped into it. We kind of really jumped into it. And, I quit my job and decided that was something that was more than a hobby. It was a mission.
Totally. And at that same time, I was downsized from my job. So we were both trying to scramble to figure out, what's next. We had a house with a mortgage and a kid. And so here we are saying, wow, what do we do? We have a mortgage. We have no direct source of income that we know of that we can count on. So we did the really sensible thing, which was to take a second mortgage out of the house.
As one does.
As one does, and take that money and start a commercial kitchen that's focused on cooking fresh from scratch. Because the reason why that catering company wasn't interested in making any changes was partly because they weren't really capable of cooking from scratch. They had a portfolio of offerings from their supplier that they could buy frozen, reheat, and send out. So structurally, most of these catering companies, or every catering company that was in business at the time, at a large scale, simply were retherm and logistics oriented.
Yes.
Front end stuff, not the back end stuff. So snapshot on the day in the first sort of 3 months of getting this going, Lulu made the menus, she created the recipes, and I rented a van. And I'd go in the morning, I'd get up at sort of 3 a.m. with a shopping list from Lulu, go to the food terminal, buy all this food, and then bring it to Lulu. She would cook it in this commercial kitchen that we were sharing. And
actually, Hope was cooking.
Hope, right.
Hope was cooking. We would go to the food terminal. Hope was the first person that joined the Real Food team, and this Real Food adventure. And we were the three of us, actually the four of us, just like making it happen every day, and it was pretty crazy.
Right.
That's pretty crazy.
So they would cook the food, and then I would go deliver it to the 3 centers that we had. So we had the YMCA. There were about 12 centers that we were sending snacks to. So we'd organized that. So that was sort of running on the menu that Lulu had created. And then the full meal program that we offered to a pilot group of 3 centers was just like that. So it was 150 kids every single day. And we quickly saw how complicated it was and why the other companies weren't cooking fresh from scratch, because it adds 10 times the level of complexity to an operation.
Yes,
when you're really slicing and dicing and marinating and making your dressings and making your marinades and baking your own cookies and muffins and doing all that stuff, as well as the temperature controls and the health and sanitation and the compliance with Day Nursery Act nutrition requirements, which are slightly dubious and need to be revised.
I've read about some of those. They place no distinction between, say, a fresh peach and a canned peach, do they?
Precisely.
It's absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, chicken nugget or free-range natural or organic chicken, same thing. 60 grams, 60 grams.
Is there still the ruling that the children have to have a certain amount of milk every single day?
Absolutely. And so the rule officially is 250 milliliters of milk are presented to the child to be drunk or poured out. And then the next day, another 250 milliliters of milk should be presented to the child throughout the day, drunk or poured out. So, I'm not sure. I don't think everybody uses that extremely wasteful practice. Hopefully they don't. But these are some of the rules that, with all the best intentions in the world, these have been created. But in practice, some of them just create waste.
It speaks volumes about the power of the dairy farmers, doesn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah. Sorry, that's for another conversation.
We turned that initial pilot project of 150 kids basically into what we have today. Fast forward through moving to a larger kitchen, which we learned as we went about repurposing, various equipment and making larger batches and figuring out how to do things really effectively and efficiently, while always staying true to the initial founding principles of being first and foremost natural, preservative-free, meaning chemical preservative-free, no artificial colors, no factory farm meats, so nothing that would be in any way associated with any factory farming.
Right.
So no routine antibiotics, no growth hormones, none of that feedlot orientation. So the beauty of having a from-scratch kitchen with all the capabilities of slicing and dicing and marinating and baking and steaming is that you can buy directly from local farmers. If you don't have those capacities, the local farmers don't have raw material that you can work. They have raw materials that you can't work with.
How many children are you feeding these days?
Somewhere around 6,000.
Yeah, something like that.
6,000.
So that is in childcare centers, elementary schools, and camps. And every day it's an adventure, really. It's food adventure every day.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. It's truly inspirational to see what you've done here over the last 6 years now.
Yeah, coming up on 7. Well, the
Coming
inspiration
up on
comes
7.
from here, right?
Okay.
So Lulu is the vision behind the menus, the recipes, the intention on what are the values of Real Food for Real Kids, which you can see at realfoodforrealkids.com or rfrk.com, the quicker way up in there. Lulu created a great Facebook page. How do
Yeah, I
they find
did.
it?
Sorry?
How do they find that?
You just go on Facebook and you type Real Food for Real Kids, and you should see something that says I pumpkin real food, and there you are on the Facebook page. And there's lots of interesting posts about food, of course, and health and lots of things that you can refer to.
Well, I'll make a point of checking that out this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us today at Good Food Revolution. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks,
Viva
Jamie.
la révolution!